Raiola sets up the screen. It's Johnson with blockers in front of him. Emmett Johnson in the clear. Close to midfield. Big gain on first down for Nebraska.
There's that formation we talked about. It's the split back. He started over here, motions, and then comes across, and watch how that affects Wisconsin's defense. They end up leaking out to the right and completely forget about the running back in the backfield. Emmett Johnson, he's the speedier, shiftier back of the two, and a nice explosive play on the screen game.
Little push pass. Barney, who had the big return, stays on his feet, and he is into Wisconsin territory. We saw them practice this a lot yesterday, Jake, this push pass.
Yeah, Barney, so explosive. We've seen him in the return game, now in the jet sweep game, and Dana Holgorsen, he said he doesn't even know the names of these players. He doesn't know who's a senior or a freshman. Barney, a true freshman, and Holgorsen is a big fan of his play, said he's accountable, does all the right things, and clearly showing up big as a playmaker as well.
We got Heinrich Haarberg checking into the ball game again for Nebraska. 2 plays to go 48 yards thus far for the Cornhuskers. Haarberg, who had the touchdown run on the opening drive. Haarberg keeps left side, making a move, and then dives for a gain of 1. Tonight, massive women's volleyball matchup right here in Lincoln as Merritt Beeson and the #2 Huskers take on Sarah Franklin, 6th-ranked Wisconsin, in the Saturday night volleyball showdown. That's tonight, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific, only on the Big Ten Network and the Fox Sports app. Just a short walk away to Devaney. We've got Emily Eamon on the sidelines waiting to talk with Brooke Fletcher in a matter of moments. And Nebraska's going to call a timeout.
Their second.
Step aside for 30 seconds in Lincoln. Look back in on this 2nd down and 9. 1:05 to go in the first quarter. Raiola got it out, incomplete. Threw it behind the intended receiver, Isaiah Nair. 3rd and 9.
To go back to that point with Ja'Cory Barney, Dana Holgorsen comes in. It hasn't even been 3 weeks where he's been getting to know these guys, and he's been blunt in his press conferences. He said, listen, we're not going to play favorites. We're going to evaluate everyone from the same standard, and mentioned a guy, Ja'Cory Barney Jr., as a guy that's really separated in that receiving group, clearly emphasizing finding ways to get the ball in his hands.
On 3rd and 9, Raiola. Move the sticks. Good catch, Jamal Banks. One of those big bodies. There's Dana Holgorsen. My name is blank. He's learning that. He's learning the plays. He's just trying to simplify everything.
Yeah, and we asked him, of course, about his 5-star freshman, Dylan Raiola. And he's really excited about him. Clearly all the talent in the world. But he felt at times, you could literally see this. When I'd watched the film, it looked like Raiola, you could actively see him think in real time. You don't want to be thinking on the field, especially as a quarterback. You want to know. You want to trust your eyes. So when you talk about simplifying the offense, that's why.
Slings it to the outside. Nice hands. The clock is going to wind. And that will more than likely take us to the end of the first quarter as Barney made the catch. Preston Zachman knocked him out. We'll switch sides of the field. Second quarter coming up in Lincoln.
It's into the first quarter. Timeout.
7-7 game, that last play of that first quarter being reviewed. Mike Pereira back in Los Angeles. Looks like this one should be overturned.
Yeah, the issue is, of course, does he have full control here? He's being taken to the ground. There is an element of time. But the question is, does he have control? Because then the ball pops out. And so that's what they have to look at. I mean, my first reaction to this was that he didn't have control of it, but it might not be enough for them to overturn.
Thanks, Mike. We will hear the
previous play was reviewed for a completed pass, and the ruling on the field stands as called. 2nd down.
Did not see enough to overturn it, so it is 2nd down. And just enough control on that ball, Jake, and the fingertips before it was jarred loose.
Got a few replays already to start this game.
Heinrich Harburg back in the game. Nebraska in the red zone. Harburg on the move again, brought down from the backside. Aaron Witt made the tackle, picked up 5.
Looked a bit like what they want it to look like. Pulling your offensive lineman around. Big Cornhusker offensive lineman. Got to be big and strong in the middle, but got to be athletic enough to pull around and block out in space. Felt this offensive line, listen, they're not the most dominant offensive line, but they've been solid and certainly haven't been the problem this year. And Dana Holgorsen feels the run game will be helped by wide receiver blocking and running backs.
Aaron Johnson to the house. Dowdell, excuse me. Another touchdown, his 9th.
Right on cue. And the entire right side of the offensive line, including Lindenmeyer, number 44, just washed down the Badgers. This is a beautifully blocked play. Just check out the right side. Look at that. They just washed them down. We call that pancake blocks. Great job by Lindenmeyer, just sealing the edge, and then some wide receiver blocking around the edge.
Play, sportsmanlike conduct. Offense number 56 for spiking the ball, his first of the game. 15-yard penalty being enforced on the kickoff.
Backup right guard Micah Mazuka.
Yeah, you can't do that. You can't do that.
Love the big boy in the celebration.
Great. It was just a great job, though, once again. Just picture perfect what Holgorsen wants to see, including Jamal Bakes, the wide receiver, 6'4", 220, opening it up.
Good job with the hold to get it down. 10 points.